Hi guys, if you can notice, I am visibly happy and there's a reason behind that. Well, this time I have a really exciting news for you. You want to see? You want to see? Wait, I'll show you. Check it out. So finally I managed to get myself a new steed, and this is it. The 2018 Dominar. Well, there's actually a lot that went into deciding this bike, but before I tell you all that, just check the bike out. Check it out. Now that you guys have seen the bike, tell me, doesn't it look just amazing? I just fell in love with this. Anyways, now let's get back onto the road and I'll talk to you guys there. So now that you guys have seen the bike, let's get onto the road. And you know what? See, I bumped into two more Dominar riders right ahead. Isn't that amazing? This community is definitely growing. All right. Taking everything, let's go. Wow, lovely bridge. All the rivers are running a lot of water now, all the rivers, and they're all muddy flood waters. Fantastic. Well, before zeroing in on this bike, I was kind of researching on the 2-3 bikes, namely the Himalayan BS4 variant and the Duke 390. Well, all the bikes are good in their own strengths, but this one kind of met my needs to the fullest, and that's how basically it fitted my bill. So to help you guys understand how I zeroed in on this motorcycle, let me tell you what my riding needs are and how that helped me decide. So I have a requirement of about a 60% on-road and a 40% off-road requirement. Now, out of the 40% of off-road requirement, I needed 20% of doing mild off-roads and a 20 more on a little bit challenging off-roads. Well, let's talk about the Duke 390. The Duke 390 is definitely a more powerful motorcycle. It is more capable of doing higher speeds, but the riding position of the Duke 390, unlike the Dominar, is a little rear set, which means when you cannot really stand up like this and saddle on the Duke 390, which is a challenge. Number two, the pillion seat back there is at a steeper angle and a higher height, which means it's not very comfortable. And most importantly, I promised my wife that I'll take her on rides, so that is why I wanted something that's a little more comfortable back there. Now, this is a completely stock motorcycle. I'll tell you more about it a little later. For now, people who are not from Orissa, this is the Marine Drive. The beach is about 500 meters to a kilometer that side, and this road is the Marine Drive. It's one of the most scenic roads in the country and is a definite favorite amongst auto journalists. So Autocar and I guess Overdrive, all these people have come here and shot their car videos. We'll just keep enjoying the views as they come. Now, coming back to the Duke 390, the price point, it was pegged at 2.6 lakh on road, 2.6 something on road in Bhubaneswar, and I could have taken that bike if I'd gotten like a longish test drive, but unfortunately KTM does not have test drive vehicles, and that kind of makes it pathetic, absolutely pathetic. So they gave me like 100 meters of test drive, which kind of helps nowhere in deciding the motorcycle. So that was the story of Duke 390. Now if I have to let's just pull over. The Dominar folks are here. Huh? new friends from the DOC. What's your name?
Shashi.
Shashi. Hi. What's your name?
Naman.
Naman. So Naman, I bumped across Naman and Shashi on this beautiful scenic marine drive like I was telling you guys, and we're here to take some pictures of the beautiful surrounding. And look at these bikes, man. This is absolutely amazing. That one's mine. So now let's come back to the motorcycle, and let's talk about the Dominar for a moment, because we have the Dominar right in front of us. I know as a stock it doesn't have a backrest option, but that's the advantage of the Dominar, that when you buy a Dominar it comes at a price point that leaves you with funds that you can invest in accessories. So there are a few accessories that's coming in that I've ordered. I'll tell you more about it probably in a separate video. So pillion comfort is definitely there. This is a definite power upgrade from my existing Steed that I had been using for so many years, the Avenger and the FZ16. And apart from that, I fell in love with the way this motorcycle looks, especially in this shade of matte black and golden wheels. It's absolutely fantastic. So having driven the FZ16 and the Avenger for quite some time, I wanted something that was a little more safe on the road and off as well. So this one is, like you guys know already, must be knowing, this one has ABS, and not just single channel, it's got dual channel ABS. So when I was test riding this motorcycle, I slammed the brake hard as if I would during a panic braking situation, and that's when the way the bike came to a halt made me zero in on this one. It is absolutely reassuring on the road, whether you're doing high speeds or you're coming to a halt from high speeds. So that's one of the reasons why I had shortlisted this bike. So like I said, the power upgrade, the price, the pillion comfort, and the safety aspects were my requirement of buying this motorcycle. So now let's talk about the Himalayan. Well, Himalayan, I was fortunate enough to take that bike for about 150 kilometers of test drive, thanks to Anmol Royal Enfield in Cuttack. They are an absolute gem when it comes to royal treatment and royal customer service, and at a dealership level they're such fantastic people, especially that the owner is hands-on with their customers. So I'll definitely like to give a shout out to Anmol Royal Enfield Cuttack. If you guys find a Royal Enfield bike that fits your need, definitely go ahead and buy it from them. They are fantastic people. Thank you so much for letting me test drive a Himalayan. And now coming to the Himalayan, well, so we are in September 2018 right now, and under the 500cc segment, no single cylinder engine can perform so well like the Himalayan on off-roads. Now if you guys remember, I had a 60% requirement of on-road and 20% of mild off-road. So Dominar turned out to be quite capable on the on-road, and because of the ABS and all, I could zero in on the Dominar. Well, when it came to the off-road performance of the Royal Enfield Himalayan, it was absolutely mind-blowing, and I thoroughly enjoyed the off-road experience. I will definitely go ahead and share a few clips of that ride now.
Hey, beta Sita. सेफ्टी किंतु बहुत असुविधा बड़े बड़े थैंक यू भाई गाड़ी पूरा धुल गया साफ अरे एकाडी जो बट
So as you guys saw, you can definitely take the Himalayan and push it to its limits when it comes to off-road. But because I had the requirement of doing 60% on-road and especially on highways and taking a pillion along, having no ABS kind of scared me. But I hear that Himalayan ABS version is coming out in September. So if you guys want to consider the Himalayan, that's also a good bike. Now there's one more bike that's recently launched, and that was in my radar until they launched it. That was the BMW G310 GS. That bike, ladies and gentlemen, that bike is so beautiful and has turned out to be such a joke. Well, I have an analogy for it. That bike priced at the price point it is, well, that's like Britishers buying cotton from us and then taking it back to England, making finished garments and selling it back to us at a premium. That bike is like that. It's being made in India, but it's being sold at a premium in India. It totally does not make a sense at that price point. Had it been a lakh or so cheaper, it would have totally made sense. Well, this is the Lotus Resort. In case you guys haven't seen my video, I'll drop a link in the I button about my experience in Lotus, one of my favorite places. I was skeptical of the fact that you can take a motorcycle on top of this, but I guess you can. So that's really, really good. So here we are. Well, my friend here is having a hearty breakfast. Let's continue what we were talking about. So when it came to Bajaj, it made it easier for me to move within the family, and that's the reason why I went ahead and bought the Dominar. One more aspect of the Dominar is that it's become so popular amongst bikers that there are companies that have come up like Carbon Racing, Zana, and a lot more others like Luvia, and they make motorcycle accessories for the bike, which makes it an all the more efficient highway machine. And that basically kind of makes the deal all the more interesting when you consider the bike for a highway purpose or just about any kind of ride purpose that you want to buy the bike for. So that's one of the closing thoughts that I have about the bike. Lastly, it's a second generation motorcycle that I picked up, which means when Bajaj launched the Dominar, the first generation of it had a lot of niggles and rough edges which were eventually ironed out. So the 2018 model apparently has all those issues sorted, because I could have waited a little more and would have gone for something else that's due to hit the market, like the KTM Duke 390 Adventure or the Interceptor of Royal Enfield. All those bikes would again come as a first generation motorcycle, and like all first generation products, they will have niggles and rough edges that eventually would iron out. So it kind of makes a perfect absolute sense to pick up a Dominar in 2018. And Bajaj, when I bought the bike, had a 5-year warranty scheme, which is absolutely killer. It kind of seals the deals there, and that's basically the reason why I picked up this bike. More about this bike probably in another video. With that said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please leave a comment below. I hope you guys liked my new steed. I'm very excited to take it on road trips and have a lot of fun with it. So from now on, it's going to be on my new steed at my own speed. And well, I'll see you in another video. Until then, if you're new here, please hit subscribe and don't forget to live life with a dash of adventure. Bye bye.